Before we get into the video, make sure you guys go subscribe to the second channel. It is called Extra Rich. All right, I'll put it on the screen, and I'll either leave it in the description box below, or I'll leave it as a pinned comment in the comment section. All right, Extra Rich. I'll see you guys over there. Let's get into the video now. Oh boy, we got some things to talk about here. I know I mentioned in the show from earlier that I was going to do a little bit of a continuation because I've been coming across a whole lot of clips online from all over the place. Most of these right here are going to be coming from TikTok today, but I've got some ones that are from X as well. Maybe next week or later this week, I can make another video or something. Y'all can let me know in the comments if you want to see another one. But people are leaving the Democrat Party. Specifically, black people are leaving the Democrat Party. Now, am I saying that the Democrat Party is going to be void of black people tomorrow? No, that's not what I'm saying. But what I am saying is that we may be very well witnessing the beginning of the end of the Democratic hold on black people in America. With that being said, let's dive in.
I started. I'm talking about how it kept going. I had my cousin on the phone with me one day. He was going like, "Oh man, I hate Republicans because they this, they racist, they that, they blah, blah, blah." And I was like, he's like, and the main reason why I don't like them is, why do you like them? Oh no, motherfucker, you ain't gonna, you're not gonna do that. I'm not gonna let you do that. You're not gonna sit here and know for an absolute fact that you don't know why you don't like these motherfuckers, other than the fact that someone told you not to as a child, and you've been doing the exact same thing your whole life. Because you never read a book on it. You never looked it up. You want to find out why I like them so you can rebut what I had to say because you don't have an actual answer in your head. You ran to that dark spot in your mind where there actually is no information. So rather than just admit that, you try to flip the conversation back on me. I just laughed at him and hung up the goddamn phone. Stupid.
Oh, man. Oh, man. Y'all ever just lay on the floor because laying on the floor just seems comfortable? And it was comfortable. I just thought about that as I was watching him just laying on the floor. You know, sometimes just laying on the flat floor just is comfortable as hell. You know, instead of sitting on the couch or sitting in a chair or in your bed, you just want to lay on the floor. I've definitely had some of those moments. Y'all let me know. Am I weird? Maybe I'm weird. I'm probably weird. Sometimes I just want to just lay on the floor instead. But anyway, let's continue on.
Maybe we shouldn't let black people vote. Black people are the only group of people in America that only vote based on someone's race. We will vote for a candidate because they're black, not because their policies are good or because they offer anything of significance for us, but just because they're black. I remember hearing dozens of people growing up telling me that they were only voting for Obama because he was black. We don't vote for leaders, we vote for people who are going to lead us to the bottom. Our communities are still fucked up, our schools are still fucked up, everything within our proximity is fucked up because we elect fucked up people into power just because they're black.
Hey, listen, he's speaking some facts. Everything in and around the black community is effed up. That is true. That is true.
Here's a real question.
And part of it is because nobody wants to take accountability for it, right? Accountability is a foreign concept, self-accountability. But hey, let's move on.
Here's a real question. As a black man, why would I actually be a Democrat in this climate? Why?
It's a great question.
I don't get it. I really want to ask a question. Why, as a black man, I should vote Democrat and take out race? Give me reasons of policies and things that help me as a black man in a Democratic Party that can't even identify a man from a woman. How would that help me? I don't get it. And like I told y'all, take race out of it. Take race out of it and tell me why I should vote Democrat or even stand or even, like, I don't get it. I don't get it. Because what I see in the Democratic Party, they do not represent men. They do not like men. They do not like strong men. And I still have a big question. Why do y'all black women and white liberal women, well, not all, the cat ladies and the LGBT community, why do y'all hate Donald Trump so much? Why? Why do y'all hate common sense so much? Why? Why do y'all think black people voting Republican is an anomaly? And I always tell you this, Malcolm X said it the best. Some of the dangerous people are white liberals because they think they know your best interests. Ain't that crazy that a white person will tell you, a black person, you voting against your interests? That's like me coming to tell a white person they're voting against their interests. I don't know their interests, but that's what y'all do. Now, the question remains, Why, as a black man, should I vote Democrat?
Somebody's going to say, DEI, Trump's getting rid of DEI.
Right.
Which in reality, I believe DEI and programs that emphasize color over skills are detrimental because you're giving a man a fish instead of teaching him. If you give him a fish, he's always going to be dependent upon you. But if you say, hey, no, do for self, we're not going to prioritize you because of your skin color, get in the books, learn the skills that you need to become successful. Now you're doing something where you're making them self-sufficient. Now those people don't need you. Now those people can do for self. Where the Democrat Party wants to just give, so you're always dependent upon them. So yeah, no, I don't believe DEI or programs like that or anything like that is beneficial to the black community or black people or people of color, whatever you want to call it. I think it's actually the complete opposite. It's detrimental. That's just my opinion. Y'all let me know what you think. Carry on.
Why do black Americans still keep voting Democratic even though nothing is changing? Every 4 years, the same promises are stated, the same speeches are said, and every 4 years, the same neighborhoods, the same cities, the same states are still struggling. Haven't you noticed by now that they only start talking about how important black people are when an election is coming up?
Facts.
We've had Democratic-controlled cities for decades, and look at it. It's still getting worse. Look at Baltimore, Chicago, Detroit. Nothing's changing. For the good, at least. The only thing that's changing is it's dramatically getting worse. How are we not waking up? Why are we still voting for these people? There is a saying, you cannot keep doing the same thing and expecting a different outcome. It's not changing. They're not here for you. And in addition, the only thing that's continuing is the damage that they're doing to these cities, to these states. Education is still failing in those cities. Crime is at an all-time high. What are we voting for? Are we voting out of habit? Are we voting out of stupidity? Or are you only voting because you've been told your whole life that Republicans, conservatives are the enemy? You've been brainwashed. You've been told. They're making the decision for you, telling you that those people are the enemy. I base my voting decision on what I feel like is aligning with my values of God first. And I have never in my life seen a Democrat in office that believes and does things that would allow me as a Christian to vote for them. I am not saying the Republicans are perfect, they're far from it. But when I have to select a party of who I'm going to vote for, I look at what they believe in. I look at what they're supporting. I look at the policies, the procedures, and the laws, and everything that they're going to back, and I see, does it align with that of the Holy Spirit? But when you look back on history, and you've noticed the only time they start bringing up black people is during election time, yet in those 4 years that they were whatever position they had in office, and they didn't do anything for black people, that should be an immediate red flag. So ask yourself, why are you still voting for the Democratic Party when they have shown you time after time after time they are not for you until they need your vote?
Couldn't have been said any better, right? Couldn't have been said any better. Hold on, brother. Next clip.
Blacks voting for their oppressors, I'll never understand. Shit, me neither, bro. I'll never understand why black people continue to vote Democrat. Like, is that the default choice? If you're black, you have to vote Democrat? Because if you vote Republican, oh man, you're tap dancing for the white man. You know, you're looking for a seat at the table, all that bullshit. Shit is crazy. You know, it's insane to keep voting for the same thing, getting the same result. Like, the Democrats don't give a fuck about us. You know, they rather have our woman on government assistance, under a certain income threshold, and the man out the house. Like, they breaking up our families. All they do is lie just to get your vote. They don't give a damn about our community. Look at the economy. You mean to tell me you gonna vote for this shit again? You crazy, bro. You know, and if you stop thinking with your emotions, take your feelings out of it, we had a better quality of life under Donald Trump. Like, we were thriving, you know, able to afford rent and groceries. It's a better overall quality of life. Like, I want that shit back. Put Donald back in. Even if you don't like him, you have to admit we had a better quality of life.
Yep. And it's already returning. And it's already returning once again now that he's back in office. Now, obviously, there are some things that can still be improved, but we didn't expect things to just simply be magically fixed overnight, right? We know the reality of the situation is that it takes time.
A huge problem is that Black people are
Hold on.
more emotional than logical, which is the number one reason they keep voting for the Democratic plantation. And it's also why they're being manipulated day in and day out with this conversation of racism, when the reality is, if you talk to most Black people, they haven't even experienced the life of racism.
Facts.
They are lying. No. Racism is not the biggest problem we have here in America. As a woman in her 40s, I can say I've never experienced racism, and I grew up in a predominantly white area. I take that back. I've experienced racism from Black people.
Hey, listen, me too. Bro, listen, I have never experienced any type of overt racism from a white person a day in my life. And I say overt because maybe I did experience some kind of racism somewhere in life, but it was so insignificant that I didn't even notice it. So was it really even, racist? So yeah, I like this whole notion that like white people are racist and we have to, constantly be faced with racism on a day. That's bullshit. That's BS. I've never experienced it a day in my life unless it came from a Black person calling me all types of names simply because of who I support politically. That's just facts. That is facts. Okay? No white person has ever been like, yo, yeah, you N-word with the hard R, blah, 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 blah. Not one single time a day in my life. Not once. Not one person said, hey, you Black boy, you can't come in here. Not a single time a day in my life. But you know who I have been called names by? People that look like me. That's it. That's all. Folks that look like me. Just saying. Facts are facts.
Was about why are Black. So my master's thesis was about why are Black women voting for the Democrat Party, even though it's not necessarily materializing into any actual change. A lot of people obviously were like looking at me like, girl, like, what do you mean? Like, why are you asking that question? Because it was so obvious to them. Like, what are we gonna do? Vote for Republicans? And I was like, that's not the question. The question was, why year after year, election after election, why do we in droves vote for the Democrat Party? A lot of Black women vote because they feel like it's our responsibility to vote because people work so hard for us to vote. Which I get it. I understand that concept. The thing is, they were fighting for the right to vote because they believed that voting would be the key for equality and equity within their society. And what we have found, not necessarily true. Issues, our concerns are very similar to the issues and the concerns of people in 1960. I would love to hear from you. Why do you continue to vote for the Democrat Party despite knowing like they don't give a fuck about us?
Come on now. They vote for the Democrat Party because that's what they've been told to do. That's what they've been raised to do. It's something that they feel comfortable doing. It's something that the Democrat Party has lied to them time and time again about. And what I mean by that is the Democrat Party constantly accuses the Republican Party of being racist and hating Black people and this and that, when in reality, it's the Democrat Party that actually hates Black people. Why would you, as a party, want to constantly, and I forgot who alluded to this, but why would you, as a party, want to constantly keep Black women poor and the man out of the home? Because that's what the Democrat Party does. Hey, if you're poor and you keep the man out of the house, but you just have some kids, right? We'll give you government assistance. We'll keep handing you the fish. We'll never teach you how to go get it on your own. We'll keep handing it to you. Oh, you made some bad decisions in your life and went and got some degrees that you really shouldn't have gotten and racked up some student loans that you really shouldn't have racked up. Don't worry about it. We'll give you, we'll erase it all. Right? We'll give you a pass on that. We're not going to make sure you're held accountable for your actions so that you learn from them and never repeat them again. But we'll just erase it. We'll just give you everything. Just make sure you keep voting for us, though. Because that Republican Party, they're racist. They want to take everything from you. As a matter of fact, we'll give you DEI, diversity, equity, inclusion. We'll make sure that more black faces are put into spaces, not necessarily based upon their skills, but based upon your skin color. We'll put you in an area or in a place where you're maybe not necessarily going to be successful, but you'll have representation. You may not exactly know what it is that you're doing because you don't necessarily have the qualifications, but your skin color qualifies you to be in these positions. So we'll just hand you that. Instead of teaching you how to go get these skills, we'll just give this stuff to you. But make sure you keep voting for Democrats. See what I mean? It's actually the Democrat Party that is holding part of the reason. I won't say the whole reason because we have to take some accountability for ourselves. But part of the reason is the Democrat Party. Because when you've been given handouts and special treatment for so long, being treated like everyone else seems offensive. And that's where I feel some black people are. The Republican Party treats everybody just regular. You're no better than this other person over here. And to some black folks, that seems racist because of what the Democrat Party has done. That's just my opinion on it. You let me know yours in the comments, all right? Y'all stay safe out there. Peace and love. I'm out.